Hello, let's start a video about GeoBIM for digital building permits within the scope of Learning Objective 4. So, what we'll cover here is BIM and GIS, the way they represent data being different, and we're going to discuss that a little bit. Then the importance of correct georeferencing and recognizing that even with the tools that have been set up by the Czech project. And finally, a little bit about the discussion on how BIM and GIS can be brought together. So let's start with the fact that we have different types of representations of data, which also can be scaled in different ways in terms of the quantity and quality of information they contain. So the models in GIS are represented on the left-hand side with the LOD approach, which will tell us according to a scale how much information I can expect in terms at least of the graphical part from the GIS model. This is the way they are segregated, and we can see the LOD3 is the highest detail and LOD0 being the least detail. This is a picture from TU Delft, and the website where it came from is there represented. And then in terms of BIM, and we already spoke about that in this course, there's the ISO 7817, which gives us the level of information need that will discuss not only the graphical part, but also a lot of details on the alphanumerical part of the information. So these two ways of representing our environment, so our constructions and our cities and our surroundings, and work at different scales inherently, and they will have different ways of managing details. So of course, there will be challenges when we look at the same building and we represent it, for example, in GIS on the left-hand side with LOD 2.2, and then in BIM where we represent with the level of information that we need, but normally it goes into a direction where much more detail is represented. So how are we going to exchange this information and how it goes by through both of the situations? This is something that the Czech toolkit has addressed and is taken care of, and we'll see it further in the demonstrations. So let's look at a video that will try to show us how a correctly georeferenced BIM model can be opened in one of the tools of the Czech toolkit, which is the IFC GeoRef. And then we are going to see in IFC GeoRef that there are some specific tools or tables from IFC that we can see and understand from projected CRS and map conversion that all the attributes are there. And the tool of georeferencing actually tells us, yes, this is a correctly georeferenced file. But then the best is when you actually see it on a map. So we show the overlay of our IFC appearing on top of a map in OpenStreetMaps in this case. And this is a confirmation that it's probably in the right place. So let's see. So here's the IFC that we have been seeing before in this project, and the IFC GeoRef will be called upon. So it's actually a web app that you can just click and upload your IFC file. So when we upload the IFC file that we've been speaking about, the building IFC for geometry, then we can actually see this IFC projected CRS data and map conversion data that confirms, and you see on the top, it's well georeferenced. So there's a confirmation that all the information regarding georeferencing, which is not on the detail that we're discussing in this particular video, is there. And then we can click and view the building appearing on the city. So this is OpenStreetMaps. This is not the GIS model in itself, but we could imagine this could also be happening on a GIS model. And then with this kind of confirmation that the building is on the right spot, we are confident to go on through other tasks. So this will be one of the parts of the workflows of the Czech project. So we also, to discuss the integration between BIM and GIS, there's another video that we're showing next, which is going to show us the interface of ArcGIS, which was one proprietary software for GIS. And we're going to show 3D data from a city that is created from the extrusion of shaped files. And then we show that the correctly georeferenced IFC model can just jump into the urban context very easily, provided it's well georeferenced. So all of this assumes that the information came well structured into the models, and that's what we're going to show. So here's a view of ArcGIS. So in ArcGIS, we are going to import the IFC model. So this is the city model is there. And now we add data, the IFC model, okay, and then it will appear in the city in the right place. So there's no added information. The only thing is that ArcGIS by default is minimizing the quantity of information you see, and we have to turn on the architectural and structural project, and now we see the entirety of the project, and we see it in the right place. And then we can make all the analysis we wish to make about the distances and the framing with the rest, daylight, everything. So all the things that we need to correctly make a digital building permit. And that's it. So with that, I finished this video as well. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.